everybody. It's Dr. Maxim, Dr. Val. I don't even call myself Dr. Maxim. Dr. Val on this terrific Tuesday. I am glad to be here with you. I am a clinical psychologist. My area of study is in stress related illnesses and chronic disease. We know from studies that 95 to 98% of our illnesses are caused by stress. The other 2 to 5% are caused by DNA, food, and your environment. I own Tranquility Hot Tubs and Med Spa. I invite you to go check out that page at www.tranquilhottubs.com. And my goal for these 5-minute lives is to give you tips, information, and strategies that will help promote well being and help you avoid diagnosis. That is why I do these 5 to 7 minute lives daily, Monday through Friday. I am also hosting a women's health symposium for any woman that is in the Ohio area and you want to come be enlightened uh, and just invigorated into health. I invite you to get your ticket from that same website as www.tranquilhottubs.com. Click on upcoming events. This week, as we are moving into the new year, as I said on the previous video, I was just thinking of a way that I could add my voice to all of the other wonderful voices that are speaking to encourage you. I also want to be an encouragement. We know that most of our stress, 95 to 98% of it, is caused by our emotions and our mind, what we think about the situations we are dealing with. So I was thinking about how can I add to what's already being said. And so we're going to talk about this week a new year, a new outlook. And so yesterday, Tuesday, we talked about the past is the past. Please go check out that video. Today, Wednesday, we're talking about, but what about when letting go is hard? Letting go of the past is hard. Thursday, we're going to talk about moving forward. And Friday, we're going to talk about the need to pray to God and set your intentions for the new year. So, what's up when letting go is hard? We know that we should let go of the past, but for some people, letting go of the past is difficult for many reasons. This is not an all inclusive list. This is just a few things that came to mind as I was thinking about what to share with you. One, when a person lets go of something, they feel like if they let it go, they're excusing it. Like if I just get over it and just let it go, that means that I'm okay with what happened. And that's not true. You're not saying that you're okay with what happened, but what you are saying is that what happened will not control you. They also feel that in order to let the person know how they feel about what happened, they must remain in a state of anger or detachment or whatever negative emotion comes along with that, because I'm going to let you know that what you did to me is not cool, and I'm going to do this by having a negative emotion toward you, like not talking to the person anymore. And sometimes it's a place for that, but I'm saying just hanging it over the person's head for the rest of their life, never letting them forget it, and you by your actions letting them know, and anybody else who's in your circle, that you haven't forgotten it. The other thing could be is that a person is genuinely disappointed and hurt, and they are having a hard time moving beyond it. They are really sad and disappointed by the way things turned out. And most times, this is because most people find themselves in disbelief that their expectations were not met. For instance, I only want to be in a monogamous relationship, one on one. I don't expect the person to cheat on me, but then the person cheats. You're disappointed that the person, and hurt that the person did not meet your expectation because you met an expectation that you set for them. And that's a whole nother thing, because we can have misaligned expectations, right? Let's see. So I said they're in the state of disbelief, and so we have to get to the place where we believe it. Basically, we believe it. Yeah, it happened. You got to move from disbelief to belief in order to deal with it, because if not, you'll stay stuck in that cycle of not being able to let the past go. The other reason could be is that they really still desire for the outcome to be different. They still have hope. They're still holding on that things could be different, it could be better, and everything is saying no, it will not be. And they have not come to the reality yet that this is a dead situation. They still have hope for a dead situation. They need to let that go. Another reason that a person might have a hard time letting the past go is that it feels like a death has occurred. If I let this thing go, it becomes real. This is a really dark example, but those who have been through it will know what I mean. When a person transitions or passes away, we understand that the person has passed away, but for some people, it doesn't hit them until they see the person in the casket and they have to close the casket. And then, it's really emotional at that point because then that speaks to finality. And so that's the same thing with some people. They know that if they give up hope, then it's going to feel like a death has occurred because that thing will no longer, or that person or whatever it was, no longer exist in their lives, and they have to allow themselves to go through the grieving process. Most times, most people want to avoid the grieving process because it's just too painful, right? Another thing is, and not the last thing, but the last thing on this list, that many people are impacted by the halo effect. We know what the halo effect is, that everything is tiptoeing through the tulips, everything is wonderful. They romanticize the good over the bad, the positive over the negative. You see that these things have happened, you know how this person is, or that boss is, or whatever it is, but you romanticizing that it was more good than bad, and that's really not the truth. So these are just a few things that may make it difficult for people to let go of the past. And if that's you, you want to find ways to work on that so that you can move beyond the past, and which will lead us into what we're talking about tomorrow, moving forward. It is meant for you to move forward and not be stuck in the past. It is meant for you to be able to live a whole, healthy life and be satisfied. And so when we come into this new year, we want to come into the new year with a new outlook for the new year. And that's going to, for some of us, mean moving forward. So until tomorrow, everybody have a great day. I'll see you here tomorrow, 12:15.